Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today, on the No Hope Estate, we're gonna make a few mistakes. In the name of fun. So, the group is going to be some people we haven't used in a little bit, because Junia is still here at rank 1, meaning we haven't used her since the first quest. It's like week 66 now. So, it's been a hot minute. And that's because, well, I haven't really found a use for her, but I figured I should give her the good old college try. But I'm really, other than in the runes, I've really been seeing a lack of use for her, because the plus damage versus Unholy with Mace Bash kind of brings her up to like maybe Bounty Hunter damage, I think it is. She does 5 to 10 here, and unupgraded, yeah. So her upgraded damage before Mace Bash is a tier lower than the Bounty Hunter. So I guess it's about on par with the Bounty Hunters. Then you add Mace Bash for the Unholy, and she might be decent in the runes if I wanted to just do melee damage. But otherwise, basically what she has is buff damage versus Unholy and buff self-damage with Hand of Light, if I wanted to spend a turn doing that, or de-stealthing and minus dodge. Otherwise, she doesn't really have much use because we can't heal and we can't stun. So I've really been trying to find a use for her, and she's just been kind of sitting there going, I don't know what to do with her. So I'm going to force myself to use her today, not in the runes, and see what happens. So she's going to have Mace Bash, Illumination, because there are things in here that can stealth, so that is a legitimate use for this, and it also lowers dodge, Hand of Light, upping damage, upping accuracy, plus damage versus Unholy, and then because funsies, Divine Comfort, which won't heal on this estate. For the trinkets, we have Silver Chalice, which is going to up her speed by 1, bringing her up to a 5 speed. And we have the Stone Clam Shell Shield, which I should note, this is probably one of the last times the Stone Clam Shell Shield is going to be used like this. I should say I wasn't part of this conversation. I kind of saw it and then chimed in. But I saw Void Slime, the kind of head of Home for Lost Monsters, where this trinket is from. And by the time this video goes up, these changes might have already happened. But the Stone Clam Shell Shield is being nerfed because it is too powerful, and this estate might have been part of the reason it's being nerfed. So sorry everyone if that is part of the reason, but it really is too strong. Now, I was mainly using it for the minus accuracy on being hit, because if I got hit once, I was most likely going to debuff them, and then I probably wasn't going to be hit a second time. The reason that Void Slime said that this was being nerfed was actually because of the minus crit. Because even on Champion, that minus crit, if it debuffed the enemy, it meant that on the next hit, they most likely were, even on Champion, were not going to crit you. So how this is being debuffed is, in the future, this is going to give you a -2 speed debuff, which, fine, it's a big shield, I'm cool with that. But the debuffs are going to have a minus chance on them. I think it said it was going to be 100% chance instead of 140. And then the minus accuracy, minus crit is going to be a -15 instead of a -20 and a -19. That means, the accuracy, it's not going to do too much if things are going to hit you or not hit you between a 15 and a 20, most likely, I would think. Especially on champion levels, unless it hits you twice, in which case it's still a stacking thing, and then it's a -30 instead of a -40, in which case that might be the difference between you being hit. The -15 turning into a -30 means now you're guaranteed to not be crit, rather than the 19 almost guaranteeing you to not be crit for 2 turns. So I think that is what I understood from that conversation. I was like half asleep when it happened though, so I could have taken a few things from that wrong, but Stone Clam Shell Shield is being debuffed a little bit. I do believe it's still keeping the protection as well though, so it is still a pretty good trinket. If you stack debuff chance up on it, it's still going to be amazing. We're then going to have Big B the Abomination. I'm going to be using her in beast form most of the time because a lot of stuff in the Farmstead has blight resistance. But on the off chance that I start with a surprise on the enemy and I can hit 2 things with blight and they are blight susceptible, I might do it. We have the Poisoned Skull on her, though, just because we have 2 people that might be blighting, and that gives her +6 crit versus blighted, plus 20% damage versus blighted on attack hit, has a chance to blight, and then the Letter Opener for plus accuracy on melee skills, because we will be doing a lot of melee in beast form, and then on attack hit, bleed. Ver, just because trying to level up a trapper, I can debuff accuracy if I need to. I'm not expecting a lot of corpses, especially with the fact that I'm going to be blighting and possibly bleeding, and a lot of the things in here just don't have corpses. See the eggs and a few other things in here. However, on the off chance that there are corpses, we're taking them. Also have the Ancestors map on here, so extra scouting. So hopefully Ver actually survives. We then have Michael, the Aesthetis, L Light to debuff accuracy once again, Valora to do damage versus marked, which we can transfer the mark and the blight from self to target, and if he gets low enough on HP, Falling Light for an AoE on rows 1, 2, and 3, which he also has a lower HP because we have the Senator Sigil, lowering his max HP by 30%, upping his blight chance by 20%, and Valora has a 100% critical multiplier, so Valora will be critting a little bit more often. We also have the Book of Bane, so plus blight chance, plus blight duration. We're going to be going into the Farmstead. Trinkets kind of whatever. However, 3 deeds, comet shards, let's have some fun. Few torches just cuz, bunch of food, shovels, anti-venom, few bandages, few keys, and laudanum. Okay, let's just kind of sweep around here. Going right again. You know, I'm gonna have to figure out what this is eventually. Can I use a torch on it? No. Alright, well, Junia. Just so you get extra damage versus husks. Hey, Mildred! So, I'm not sure if her thing is going to auto-close because I'm not on the coming in hot right now. However, if you are having issues with loot boxes auto-closing, it is fixed right now in the coming in hot branch, just so everyone is aware. So, we're going to transform. Love me my Raven form. We're gonna rage, we're gonna hit... Let's go for the Crofter. I thought that would take him down, but Bleed and Blight will. Just so I get the corpse.
Continue the onslaught.
Let's take him out.
Destroy.
Then we're gonna Valora, because that does more damage with a higher crit, hitting one of the Herding Hounds. I believe the Herding Hound is from Koala's creature collection, Color of Madness. For those of you who don't know where those are from. And now, just to prove that you are useful, I can lower dodge and do 2 to 3 damage. I can hit for 3 to 6 and up your damage, or I can bonk for up to 12.
Confidence
Bonk.
surges as the enemy
Give
crumbles.
corpse. Give skins. I need that money ever so much right now. They're really going for Junia. So we're going to go for the Herding Hound. Raking to hopefully hit the Herding Hound. We're not going to take the Herding Hound down, but it also hits the Crofter. And then the Bleed and Blight does. So, Valora hitting the Taskmaster. By Rake again, we get a corpse.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Give skin. And Das Bonk.
Formation is broken. Maintain the
Skin. 3 lovely skins and 3 comet shards. I mean, the rest is cool, but... Mildred, what does have for me? This anguished creature does not seem hostile. Yet. Did not close on me. We got her locket, plus 2 speed, plus 40% blight resistance, plus 40% damage versus the Miller. Miller's Reaping does minus 100% damage received. Alright, moving on along. Hunger check. That is going to keep me alive. And let's see what we can do here. Gonna fungal claw hitting the messenger. That way it's almost down. The blight will take it down, however, if I don't hit it. What I can do is Hand of Light, hitting the feeble vine for now, upping her damage later. We're gonna transform on Bigby, doing Rake, taking out the messenger, doing a little damage to the crofter.
A faint hope blossoms.
Valora, taking out the feeble vine there. We crit, so there's no corpse. I wasn't sure if the vine would leave a corpse, but oh well.
Gnawing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Hitting the frozen... we'll go for the normal crofter here. We Rake again, we might take out the normal crofter. Just frozen left. Anti-venom. And Das Bonk.
Ghoulish horrors.
I know I'm forcing myself to use her, but I am having a little bit of fun. I will admit that. Oh, we need to heal. Okay, we'll take the money for now. Throw Laudanum in here, just to see what we get, which is a little extra food.
Now it must be carried home.
And an emerald along with the money, so I'm going to take the emerald over the gold. The unfortunate thing is I don't think I can use this food on anyone, but I would like the food itself. Now, I don't really need the torches. I'm not sure why I bought them. I know why I bought them. We'll get rid of the jade. Because on the very off chance that I run into an obstacle, that is also the fog wall, because I have the creeping mist I don't have the creeping mist installed. What am I saying? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So... we can only hit the crofter, so let's do Confusion Spores. Let's hit the Taskmaster so he does less damage. Then... I'm tempted to hit the Scarecrow to de-stealth. But we can get rid of the Taskmaster and also AoE the Tattered Scarecrow. Valora him.
A singular strike.
And caca. Down you go, sir. Also half down on the Scarecrow there, wow. That is a lot of stress and horror going on. We are going to rage. We're going to hit the crofter.
Obliterated.
Giving me another lovely corpse. Give me those corpses. I love them.
The abyss returns.
Skinning prey.
Oldest gaze.
Valora on the messenger, lighting it.
The slow death. Unforeseen.
And DOS bonk the scarecrow.
Success
5 and 8. I love it.
in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I do want the deeds. So I can probably skip this room right here. Laudanum on the
If only
scarecrow, so there's some more
could stop the
shards.
flow.
We're gonna go up.
Otherworldly corruption.
More lovely food.
Packs
Or a
laden
jade.
with
I was
loot
not
are
expecting a
often
jade
low
from that.
supplies.
Ver's about to afflict,
A handsome
which is
reward
really not good.
for a task well performed.
Do I want to get rid of the keys? We can get rid of the keys. This isn't long. Or even a medium, so realistically the things those are going to get me here are kinda eh. We'll go to the left here, get the curio. And we'll do as much as we can. Realistically, I think we're doing fine. I say as we're about to afflict. Fearful!
Fear and frailty finally claim their due. Festering fear consumes the mind.
Oh, they're all gonna go before me, aren't they? Even with our 7 speed. So, Ver, you can hit the brawler that's about to go. Bigby, transform. If I do Rake, that's 4 to 8 the first two, or we can do Rage hitting the Acolyte. Let's do that. Then, if I do Illumination, I take out the Acolyte. Actually, let's do Hand of Light to up her damage, taking out the Acolyte, giving me a corpse. We can then Valora on the Madman, giving him a little bit of blight. Skinning Prey, giving me money. Money, money, money. So that's like 6,250 right there. Raging, hitting the Madmen.
Destroyed.
Just the 2 brawlers left who aren't too dangerous. And if we Valora, this guy's gonna go down pretty quickly. We can Skin Prey again, getting these 2. Not sure what he just said there, but I don't think he was happy. Tempted to translate it. Ooh, we are maxed on our prized skins stack. That's almost 10,000 gold, I think. We'll trade out the jade. And Laudanum this, get some more comet shards.
Wealth beyond measure.
And we'll go up to this battle
To
here.
the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Hunger check. You got this, right, Ver? Just for the funsies, damage versus husks on Junia. And this one shouldn't be too bad, as long as I take out those eggs first. Which shouldn't be bad. In fact, a rake will do that. And then I also get the crofter there. So, transform. And then claw. Break those eggs. And then we are going to L light to lower accuracy. Let's rage into this one just so I get an extra corpse for Ver. Oh hell. Hand of Light. That's a miss, so we're probably not taking that crofter out no matter what we do. Oh, that blight's gonna do it.
A death by inches.
Ah, well. We can do one more fight. He's got 40 stress left before that heart attack. We can do this. Or it's not a fight, it's just some money there that we can trade out for the torches. I'm gonna use the torches for a little accuracy. We'll go back and do all of this, which we can get a little stress down. So, disarmed. Go get the curio, and then do a little trap disarm there for a little more stress relief. Take the money. Good little money run. And disarmed. Alright. So, got the protection. Stone for plus 10 protection if I really wanted it. 3 deeds. Skins give money, so I mean 15,000 gold there from a short, which pretty nice. And some heirlooms, along with all those shards that are gonna get me a trinket sooner or later. Ver is gonna really need to go into treatment there. Plutomania on Junia. I have spent so much money on this lady getting her in sanitarium. I think Junia started with like one really bad quirk. I forget what it was. And then once I brought her into the initial dungeon, she got another really bad quirk, which was like the yips or something. So she had horrible accuracy. And I thought she had like a forced interaction quirk on top of that. So now after the first time I brought her out, Plutomania. Which I'm going to have to get rid of because I don't want the forced interactions. Graceless on Big B, I'm going to get rid of that as well. Stress Faster, Courtyard Explorer on Michael. Ver's Fearful. I kind of saw this one incoming too because of all the plus stress stuff I had on him. So I mean, that's not the biggest deal.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
So getting rid of Graceless. Getting rid of Plutomania. Well, this should line things up for me. Okay. So instantly going to be going back into the courtyard here. It's a long, but the blood charm, which has been reworked, is plus 20% damage versus bleeding, plus armor piercing versus bleeding, plus on attack hit, bleed. So it's kind of like my skull that I've been using for Blighted. On top of the fact that if I go in there, some people are going to level up. And I might get the Alpha Crocodillian out, or whatever its name is. So, let's have some fun here. Definitely bringing Celine to level her up. Let's bring Marard. Do I have 2 Marards? I do. I'm going to have to rename one of them. We're going to rename the Martial Saint eventually because he actually lived through something. We're going to be bringing Picard. And I actually kind of want Gen for the Crocodillian. I have a party in mind for the Crocodillian, so we can bring Faintree here, our new Krakenslayer. So this party works out. Alright, so with that being said, let's just go into this. Everyone's pretty much already set up, so we're going to be taking the Highwayman Morard here. He's going to mainly be using either Open Vein or Duelist Advance for the riposte here. He's going to have the Bloody Feather for damage versus bleeding, and he's going to have the aggression tactics, so we have a better chance at surprising enemies, just for survivability's sake. Second, we have Faintree, our Krakenslayer, mainly using blood in the water, but we do have Skewer, or the kill if we need it, just in case we get surprised for whatever reason. There are chances that happens. And then we have Ebb and Flow just in case I need a move, giving her a block as well. She has the Ancestor's Letter Opener to give Blood in the Water a little bit better accuracy against like the sycophants and stuff. And then she has the Bleed Amulet once again to up her bleed amount. Because the Letter Opener should be upping her to 3. And then hopefully the Bleed Amulet ups that a little bit more by like 1. We have Celine the Duchess here. Mainly opening up with Crimson Downpour, upping the bleed amount received and doing a pretty heavy bleed. The bleed should be, if the debuff goes off, should be a bleed 4 for 3 instead of a 3. Then we have the Condemned's Hood upping her bleed amount again. And then Nobusuma's Glare upping her accuracy so that the Crimson Downpour lands. Also upping crit, but that's kind of a secondary on that. Then Picard, our Houndmaster, once again using Hound Harry most of the time, Hound Rush to finish things off, Guard Dog if we need a dodge, and a guard. He has the Ancestor's Map for scouting and disarm, and then Archer's Ring so that Hound Harry actually hits. Let's go get this trinket, because I'm really looking forward to it, because pretty sure you all know that I use this Poison Skull, which is a crit and damage versus Blighted a lot. And is the on attack hit 1 for 3 blight. This is essentially the equivalent of it with Trinkets Plus. So all the food, and then this food stack once we get in gets transferred into the rest. We're gonna bring a few shovels here. Gonna need torches just because those are equivalently torches while we're in there. I am gonna bring. Oh no, I'm not gonna bring the holy waters, but we will bring antivenoms just because of the supplicants bleeding or blighting us, bandages for the bleed, and a bunch of medicinal herbs to get extra food while we're in there. Let's go. So it's explore room, so I'm gonna go. Oh, I already messed this up. Ah, well. Oh, those, the cherubs are here already. So I'm gonna go up, right, left, or down, left, down, right. And we'll see where we can go from there. I already had to skip one of our turns, unfortunately, but we'll bleed all these guys. Thankfully, we had the manservant try to guard the gargoyle. Hound Harry bleeding them again. So for some reason we can bleed the cherubs. Gonna try to take the cherub with the turn out in rank 2.
A faint hope blossoms.
Cherub bleeds out. And let him come. Thirst for power, let's hit the manservant, because we can't bypass guard. Actually, should we just noble obligation and try to take him out that way?
Great is the weapon that
and then just gargoyle left.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Taking the food, of course. I really don't want to leave that food. Keys aren't too useful in the courtyard, and then we'll use the torch for extra accuracy. Food in a long is going to be super helpful. Alright, so Hound Harry, get him bleeding. As much as I would like the Sycophant down, I really don't like Gentleman. And it almost seems like a waste to do Crimson Downpour rather than like a Thirst for Power here, but we still do hit 2. And it bleeds them considerably. So the Cocotte goes down on her next turn.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
Open Vein hitting Sycophant. Sycophant goes down on next. So they all go on their respective turns.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
I didn't see that there's a room up here as well, so we might as well go to this.
Slow death. Unforeseen. Forgiving.
So using this little bit of food, taking the portrait, and then we're leaving all of this. I'm not going to take the snack sack. I'm not going to take the workers' wages. Going up. Actually, what I should see here is I can do Bandit Sense for extra monster surprise. I can do Scouting Chance with Release the Hound. So if I get too banged up anytime soon, it might be worth camping early. Alright, so transform, Crimson Downpour, especially because hitting Gentleman. Can't tell, I really don't like them. 10 bleed, he goes down. Duelist Advance. Don't need that. Okay, so hitting Supplicant. Hound Harry. Cocotte goes down as well, so just Supplicant left with 4 bleed with 6 health.
Our life is taken.
Oh, yay. So I'm gonna get to test to see. I'm pretty sure I already did this. I'm pretty sure Bloodletting doesn't get rid of the Crimson Curse. But we can try it again. I'm pretty sure I did that a few weeks ago, and it didn't. It's a Crimson Court trinket, and I mean, the set is really good. Plus 25% Virtue Chance, plus 25% Death Blow Resistance. This is another one I have to rework if I ever want to use the set. This is a trinket I would never use by itself on this estate. Because the Anointed doesn't heal, minus dodge, and then I would have to remove the on being hit party minus 2 stress. So I will, once again, take it. We're going to get rid of the dog treats because I'm going to forget to use them. I'd like to take the onyxes as well, but realistically, there's nothing to get rid of for them. Then moving down, we'll see what the guy right here wants to give. Oof. I mean, plus 15% chance on the foreigner. It's... I want to say it's better than nothing. Especially because we do use it for... I do use her for the debuffs more than anything. In damage than debuffs. I don't really use her for the move chance. That minus speed is... yikes. And then stress relief isn't a thing on this estate. And the shrunken head is kind of oof there. Okay, hunger checks are actually not bad. Then we go to the right. I'm a little leery of using too many of these, but we can use the shovel like once. And take what we can here. That gives us a full stack of the crests. Going to the right again, and then we'll, because we didn't scout there, I don't know it's in that little alcove or hallway. There was that shovel back, so at least I got that. Then down to the left. Really, we're not scouting anything, even with the plus scouting chances. See, this is why I wanted all that food. We've gotten 2 hunger checks so far.
Curious is the trap maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
I was about to heal that, but decided not to. Alright, to the left, then we go down. Uh, 90% chance to disarm old dude on the highwayman. Can get blood. I think I can get firewood. We'll leave it. Okay, I can go down right there. I'll go down, left, left, right. Yeah, we're fine. Getting this food, getting this stack back up to par. Should I take the blood? Because we do need it for Celine now, if nothing else, but I do not want to get rid of these supplies at all. Like, I could maybe get rid of the anti-venom. I can get blighted from multiple sources in here. I know it's not just the supplicants, unless I'm thinking it's... It might just be the supplicants on Apprentice. That's what I'm not sure about. And even if it is just the supplicants, I have lost people to the blight of the supplicants. And once again, I'm not that impressed with the concussive jawhead for this estate. So trading that out for the blood, there is value there.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of...
I can bring a few of these home. That's going to be worth it. Screw the jawhead. Okay, moving up. Gonna come back to this one. Almost stepped on the trap. Disarming the trap. Grabbing this.
A fortune waiting to be
Just
spent.
leaving that. No, the monsters are over there. There. Can you tell she wants to fight? But we didn't scout that trap. I know that for a fact.
With a singular purpose.
Ay, ay, ay. 21 from that. Yikes. We're just gonna thirst for power the supplicant, beating it. Blood for 4, blood in the water. It bleeds out. Going at the sycophant next. I believe it's down, yeah. Easy fight.
Success.
Once again, why am I getting Crimson Court trinkets from traps? I'm not complaining. I love it. It just seems so wrong for me to do that, you know? So weight to failure from the Vixen, plus 33% damage, minus 70% stress relief done, not a problem. Minus 33% guard duration, not a problem. On melee hit, bleed 343. Sometimes perfect isn't enough. Riposte, plus 10 accuracy. Riposte, plus 5 crit. We're taking this. I know I should probably be getting rid of the emerald for this, realistically, but I need the money. Funds are about to get very tight. I don't have blood for him. Keeping note, he is there. I can get more trinkets. Oh, I love that scout. I love it so much. Okay. Okay. Getting a bit more food, healing up off of it. Maybe we get the blood as well? No, okay.
Only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Down we go. I'm going to use the food. Do I want to take the gold over anything? No. No. Be smart. Hunger check. Everyone's healed to max. In the battle room with treasure. This should be a good trinket as well, I believe. Now, monstrous affliction, crimson downpour. All 3 of these things need to go. Tick actually needs to go before gentleman. Tick down. Blood in the water, hitting Cocotte. Cocotte goes down to bleed. Then, if I just Hound Rush on him and hit hard enough, which I didn't, he's gonna bleed out.
Death by inches.
That was the thought. But he does bleed out next turn. Or not. Because, you know, thirst. And now we have a second Crimson Curse. Transforming back. We're going to do Thirst for Power. We're going to hit the Gentleman. He bleeds out. Hitting maggots. We win. Gonna take anything there? No. Okay.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
So, what I'm gonna do here is, because no one has a buff that lasts the entire time, is we're gonna use some firewood. We're gonna feast for the health and the stress.
Without kindling,
Or not.
the goal without hope.
Celine, I just realized she's animated. Bloodletting. This does not give her the cure. However, what it does do is give her blood, which we needed. We are then going to release the Hound for scouting. We're going to Hound Watch to prevent nighttime ambush. And we are going to Therapy Dog to minus stress on everyone and minus stress received. Taking said trinket. Okay, Emerald, and Don't really want the deteriorating bracer, plus 5 dodge if above 75%, 50%, and 25% for a total of 15 dodge the higher your health is, and minus 5 dodge at death's door. Don't want it. Pristine bearing, plus 10 dodge, plus 3 speed, minus 20% stunning resistance for the Ripperkin. Cool. Not a Crimson Court trinket, but it's a trinket nonetheless. Let's see what we get here. Transform. And downpour. So worst case scenario, if I don't get any blood, I can bloodletting and go to the brush up there and fight the Crocodillian. If we have enough health. Which I should with all the food I have. Realistically. Getting rid of that tick. It bleeds out, because it could reanimate the manservant there.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, sycophant bleeds out, so getting rid of manservant.
Executed with impunity.
Monstrous Affliction back. And pop. Raven's Rosary for the Uncrowned. That is a whole bunch of stuff we can't use, essentially for plus 10% stress and minus 5 dodge. So I'm not going to take it. We got the blood. Going to empty out one of the food slots for it. I am tempted to get a thing of gold here. I can get more portraits later. Oh, what do you know? There's 2 of them. Now, I should be smart. I should be smart and come back once I've completed most of this. But then I can do 2 Crocodillians. Alright. That just means I duelist advance. I think I can even do my usual attack from there, so that's not the biggest deal. Hitting the manservant. If it bleeds out, the tick can't reanimate it, so that's no biggie. Hound Harry, bleeding all of them. Tick bleeding for 2. Duelist advance on a humming sycophant just to move back in place, not hitting the manservant so it doesn't leave a corpse. Thirst for power.
Back to the pit.
And now you're all alone. Ha 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 ha. Gotcha. Torch just for extra accuracy, taking what we can, leaving the rest. Popping the hive. Which didn't get me too much. Burning through this. And down we go. Now realistically, I'm not sure how many more rooms I have to do. I think only one more past this, but I'm not too sure. So bleeding both of them. Upping the bleed amount they received. They did not get the debuff. Hound Harry bleeding them both. Now the problem here is if I take one out and not the other in the same turn, which now is going to be a very likely thing, they can summon more. So one bleeds out. That's Noble Obligation on the one with more health. I think they both bleed out now. Okay, cool.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
I love the corpse for that thing.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Yeah, we can just leave that stuff, I suppose. Let's be smart about this if I'm gonna fight 2 alligators, or crocodiles, or whatever the hell they are.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
Crimson Downpour on all 3 of them, hitting the back rows especially. Hound Harry. Doggy gotcha. Now, if I pistol shot, 1 goes down. Making sure the tick goes down to not resurrect them. And that's my win. Just waiting for them to drop, essentially. Now if I get more blood, like so,
As victories mount,
I'll see what
so
he
too
gives
will
me.
resistance.
But we are just gonna head down until I complete things. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Because that gentleman's gonna be, in row 1 at least, is probably gonna be left up. So we gotta make sure he bleeds out, like so.
The horror.
Hound Harry. 8 and... yeah, let's pistol shot the gentleman just because I really don't like them. They're the biggest pains in the butt, depending upon what they want to do. So just this cocotte left. Which, now she's down.
Quakes.
And... fight over. Ooh, that is a lot of good blood. Okay.
Promises success.
So I'm gonna use this food to heal, take the deeds, and then this room should be the last room, I believe. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to this curio. We have enough blood to see what he's gonna give us. Nothing good. Kinda like I thought. I'm gonna go back to this curio. I'm really tempted to camp before this one. Just to get a few buffs. And that would also lower stress and heal us up. So let's do that. Just so no one afflicts into this and we go into this at our best.
Oneself against the coming horrors.
So that's going to be unparalleled finesse and bandit sense, because then I up damage there. And then I can do therapy dog to lower stress on everyone. And I'm not going to get more blood. We go to this Crocodillian. Or rather, this thick brush. And we're gonna use the blood. Hey, buddy. How ya doing?
Hideous mutation, unnatural and abhorrent.
So plus damage, plus protection. since I can't hit him, we're going to use Ebb and Flow to get block there. And we're going to pass the turn. As long as she's not in rank 1. Duelist Advance to get a riposte. I'm going to Hound Rush him. Really tempted to mark him, because that also gets rid of protection. And then I do more damage next round. Getting rid of the bleed. And then we will Monstrous Affliction here. If we bleed him, we get plus damage, plus protection. Doing it again. Duelist Advance to get her out of rank 1. I can do the thing I really want to do next turn. Hound Rush, plus damage versus Beast, plus damage versus Beast, plus damage versus Marked. Up to 18 damage. I thought it would do a little bit more there. But 18 plus bleed. So bleeding for 5. Oh, you little prick. At least we didn't move. I'm going to use Skewer on him. That way it's a permanent bleed. Do not move her. I just got her where I wanted. Bleeding for 10. Hound Rush. I think he resisted the bleed from this. Thirst for Power, trying to bleed him again. Oh, he is resisting that a lot with a 50%. Duelist Advance to get her out of 1. Ebb and Flow for a block, moving the Duchess again. You absolute prick. Okay, he's bled for 5. I can't Crimson Downpour him from there, so we're just going to Thirst for Power again. Bleeding for 9. Back he goes. Blood in the water, he's down.
And power.
He really did not like the Duchess. Alright, healing her up, and then we got Vampire Killer for the Forlorn. Whiplash bypasses guard, Whiplash plus 20% armor piercing, plus 20% bleed chance with melee skills. Death is too good for you, plus 20% bleed amount. Alright, leaving the portrait. So here's the thing. If I go to this one, there's a very, very high chance. I'm going to leave him because if I get thirsting or whatever, I'm going to need the blood. And I only have 1 left for the fight. I'm also probably going to Afflict in here. Wow, can't eat anymore. I thought I had 8. She only ate 2. Maybe she ate more. Okay. Anyway. So high chance Duchess is gonna get really screwed here. High chance I'm gonna Afflict, which is gonna end really bad for me. But we're gonna go for it and get a 4th Crimson Trinket if I can. Yeah, this is gonna be the move right here that ends everything. Shite. He opened with the move I really didn't need him to. Duelist Advance, we're going to get the riposte, because if he does that again, we riposte him. target whistle just so if I can do more damage, we will. Ebb and flow for the block, because I can't really hit him otherwise. And looks like we can do the thing I need to do. I'm getting rid of that minus accuracy, monstrous affliction, and Crimson Downpour after I up our accuracy again. I debuff him, which it doesn't look like we debuffed or bled him. We were going to be in a good spot.
A decisive
I
pummeling.
bleed him, plus damage at least. Can't hit him with open vein, so duelist advance because we have the plus damage on melee skills. Post, go, go.
Injury and despondence. Set the
He keeps
stage
doing
for
that, Selena
heroism
screwed.
Or cowardice.
I was not expecting that at all. Alright, he has a mark, so Hound Rush. What's the debuff? Plus stress, that's fine. Go Picard. Come on, buddy. And we can't blood in the water from rank 3, so ebb and flow. Actually, part of me wants to go into rank 3 for the skewer, but I'm not going to. Because then Celine is more likely to be hit from a few things. She is just tearing me a new one. Let's try for this plus bleed amount again. Did not get it up, but we at least got the bleed on him. Submerged. That is plus 35 dodge for a little bit. Getting another block. Moving forward. Yeah, the Apex Predator is what I didn't want to have hit her, and that could have hit anything, I believe. We are gonna guard Celine. So anything but an AoE should be fine now. The debuff is stress, so that's fine. We're gonna open vein. Come on, bleed. There we go, bleeding for 10. I gotta up dodge even more on Picard. But now that he's in rank 1, blood in the water. We're fine, we're fine. Bleeding for 6. Guard dog, upping dodge even more. 48 dodge. Thirst for power.
A singular strike.
Still only bleeding for 6, but that is fine. You chose the wrong one. Ha 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 ha! Whew. That one was sketchy. Mainly because someone got bitey. Tomo favors for the Aesthete, minus 25% damage versus Beast, plus 15% stress if any enemy is Beast. Why must you taunt me? On attack hit or on riposte hit, self-heal. So, this is another one that we can't really use on this estate, but that is otherwise an amazing trinket. I want to go out of my way of saying if I was not playing on this estate, I would be using this on the Aesthete every single time I took them out, because on attack hit, heal by 7, on riposte hit, heal by 3. I wouldn't need to be healing him. He would keep himself alive unless he got nuked to death's door in a single hit. Like, that is just absolutely amazing. Just in case something happens, I've seen it before, where after I close this window, some affliction thing happens and they hit each other. Taking that. Okay. Quest complete. 4 crimson cur... Why do I keep wanting to say crimson curse? 4 crimson court trinkets. Plus a very good trinket. Sure, we didn't bring back much money. I am so impressed with... I shouldn't say impressed. So surprised we brought that home. Not only that, we fought 2 Crocodillians, plus this was a lot. I'm surprised no one died. So realistically, I just got 4... Well, 2 trinkets I can't use. 2 of the trinkets I can't use, but are otherwise really, really good. And I got a few trinkets that are gonna change how I use a few here. Like, they are so good for this estate. They're gonna make using these heroes a lot better. Otherwise, we got like 12,000 gold, a few heirlooms. It's awesome. Faintree hit level 3. Picard hit level 3. Selena's almost level 3. Menard hit level 2. But oh boy, do I need to do a few things here. Disgaea cannot be a thing on this estate. Minus 66 healing from food. Egomania I need to fix. Selene needs to go in stress recovery, and then Witness will not take part in prayer. That we can deal with that.
Trouble yourself.
The Shrieker has stolen 8 trinkets.
Crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of...
Oh no. So I'm gonna need to deal with that. That's not gonna be fun. I barely scraped by last time this happened. I have a few ideas on how to make it work, but oh man, this is gonna suck. So next time we're gonna open up with the Horrid Shrieker. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make this work again because I need my trinkets back. I'm not sure what they stole, but I need to make that work, and then I'm not even gonna look at the trinkets around anywhere or the dungeons or anything like that because they're all gonna change. So we are gonna go from there. So that's gonna be it for this time. Next time, picking up with the Shrieker, which I know is an absolutely horrible idea. Absolutely horrible. But we can't have them stealing good trinkets. So I have a few ideas on how I want to go about this once again, but I know what happened last time, and it's gonna be sketchy. It's gonna be super sketchy. So we'll see what I can do, what I can throw together, and go from there. And this is gonna force me to level up some of the level 4s again, so this is gonna burn an even bigger hole in my pocket, so I'm gonna need to focus even more on getting money again. So we'll see what I can do, and go from there after the Shrieker, I suppose. And we'll call it that. So this was fun. I had a lot of fun doing this. Oh, and I guess the next boss in the Crimson Courtyard did appear, and it is actually a veteran. Kind of surprised at that it wasn't a apprentice. But it is the Alpha Crocodillian. So I was right in that aspect. It's just a veteran, not a apprentice. So I have done all the apprentice bosses now. So it's just a matter of leveling people up and getting them to veterans. So that's a good thing that I can focus on that now. I'm not bound to going to the courtyard and getting that boss. So that's what's on the horizon, and we'll go from there. So that's going to be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. If you want early access to my videos, there is a membership available. Check that down with the join button below the video. I believe that goes over all of it. And otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please, have a good one.